Hi, so, let's get myself ready. Wow. So, I finally decided to start a YouTube channel, and it's been something that I've wanted to do for a really long while now, but I guess the kind of content that I'm now thinking to create is quite different from the content that I thought I would create when I first started thinking about YouTube, if that makes sense. So yeah, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Alexandra and I'm a full-time mum to my son, Master J. That's what we refer to him as online. Obviously he has a name, but that's just what we choose to do. And yeah, I live with my partner, who's obviously Master J's dad, and we refer to him as Big J, purely because his name begins with a J, no other reason. And we live in Surrey. So yeah, we moved here like a year ago now, and it's so nice. Like, it's so much nicer than I even thought it would be, if that makes sense. Like, such a wonderful community here. I've made loads of friends, and obviously I hope, like, you know, I'll keep those friends. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, and you're probably thinking, like, who are you? Like, why are we going to be watching your YouTube videos? And yeah, it's a good question. Like, I've thought about that for quite a while, and I think that's what like really put me off from doing it, is that, like, why would anyone want to watch me? Like, why would they? And I guess that's when I just thought, you know what, like, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care if like nobody watches these videos, because I really need a creative outlet. Like, I'm a very, very passionate person. I'm a very hardworking person, and since I've become a mum, and like a full-time mum as well, I really feel like my whole world is consumed by my son, which is amazing. I'm so lucky to be able to do that, but at the same time, it's like I really need something for myself. And actually I do feel like I have a lot to offer people. By the way, sorry if it's really loud. I'm in the playroom right now, and it gets so hot in here. It's like such a nice room, like loads of light and everything. It's an absolute mess, but I'm in the middle of tidying it up as well. But I just thought, right, I'm gonna film this now, because if I don't, then it's not gonna get done. So back to like, why bother doing it, and why now? I guess I need to like backtrack a little bit of, you know, and tell you a bit of my story, like, as to how I got here. So let me answer that as I go. As you can tell, I'm like, have no idea what I'm doing, but we're just giving it a go, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. Before I was pregnant, I was a women's coach. So I coached women similar to myself that were kind of like, I would say high flying, but I don't personally like that term. Women that were doing well in their careers, that really wanted to excel and wanted to get to that like next stage. So that's what I was doing, alongside also working in the food industry, and I'd been doing that for 10 years. Basically, I was heading up a food brand and working with building relationships with the retailers in the UK, so like your big supermarkets, and selling that brand into those supermarkets. And I'd done that for multiple brands over the last 10 years, but I knew that I didn't really want to do that forever, and so I decided to train as a transformational life coach. And I did that with a coaching school called Animas, who are very, very highly regarded. It takes a lot of work. I studied really hard for that, and I really loved it. But then I found that I actually started working with women that had children and wanting to go back into the workplace. I then fell pregnant in the February 21. I then was looking at doulaing, because my partner's boss was having a doula, and when I looked into what a doula does, I was like, hang on a second, there's like so many synergies here between life coaching and being a doula. It's just kind of like pivoting a little bit, and I was so interested in it. It meant that I would get to combine like my passion for, you know, supporting women and helping women. I really developed a huge passion for birth rights and helping women understand the system and navigating the system. The plan was always to do that, like, alongside raising Master J. Yeah, and in that first year, like, I tried to do it in a variety of different ways, but the reality is that I really struggled to get it going because of the demands of motherhood. like, speaking very honestly, like, it was at this point that I was like really struggling, because I was like, why can't I do this? Like, why am I not able to like raise my child and also do something else? Like, why am I so consumed by raising my child? I would look around and I'd see like other people doing really, really well and being out all the time, like with their child, or running their business alongside it. And I was just like, why am I not able to do it? Like, other people can do it and they do it all the time, but like not me. And I just seemed to like kept getting stuck. I guess I didn't have loads of family support because we chose to move to Surrey, and I grew up in North London, and my partner's family live in Ghana, and then some live not too far from us, but when we had the baby we weren't living here, we were living in Chiswick. I didn't have loads of friends either that I felt like I could open up to comfortably about everything I was going through. So I struggled on my own for a lot of that first year. Don't get me wrong, I do have like a good group of friends now, and I did have a couple of really good friends back then, like my sister as well, but my sister's also younger than me and not been through what I was going through. So although she was amazing, it was very difficult for her to actually support me because she's not been through it. I really struggled, basically, is the long and short of it. Basically just took the pressure off myself, and I was like, right, I'm not doing anything now. A bit of a disclaimer, I am really lucky that my partner has the job that he does. Like, he works incredibly hard to support us financially, like, look after us all. So I don't have the pressure of like needing to go back to work. I don't have the pressure of needing to earn lots of money. And some of you might watch this thinking like, oh yeah, you're so lucky, like you don't have to go to work, and like, oh, you're fine, like you know, you've got money or whatever. First of all, that's like not the case. But second of all, when you're somebody like me who is used to working really hard and who likes achieving and who likes earning their own money, I was a really good earner, and obviously a good earner can mean lots of things to lots of people. For me, I was very happy with what I earned, and I felt comfortable with that. To then go from that to earning nothing is a huge mindset shift. I'm still on that mindset shift because it's really hard to not have your own money. Like, that's the long and short of it. Like, yeah, amazing that I don't have the pressure of going back to work that I know a lot of mums really feel. And obviously I can't resonate with that, but I can empathise completely. It's also hard in other ways when you then make that decision as a family, because that's what's right for your overall family. It's not just about what is right for me. As I said, that first year of postpartum was actually probably, it's really hard to say, it was one of the hardest years of my life. Like, one of the hardest years for so many reasons. Like, just to move the story on, I think it was then when Master J was around 14 months that I kind of like picked up doula clients again, because I just felt for a short while like I'd been getting more sleep, I was able to look after myself better, and I thought, okay, let's just like give this another go. And it went like really, really well. I did my first like collaboration with a brand that I'd personally used their services. They're called Leto. They're a women's pelvic health specialist. I used them postpartum to help me recover from my birth. They were amazing, so I really wanted to work with them, so I reached out and we came up with an idea and we did a Mother's Day giveaway, and I worked so hard on that. It was really hard because I was obviously looking after Master J until like quite late at night when my partner would come home and take over, and then I'd be trying to work like then, or work in nap times. And again, I was still at this point thinking, how do people do this? Like, how do people work around their child? I just don't know how they do it, but obviously they do, and I really struggled like yet again. So my confidence was just getting like knocked and knocked and knocked all the time, by myself. No one else was causing me any pressure. So on the back of doing that collaboration, like, I obviously did get more work. I'm not like a huge social media like person, I don't have a huge presence, but I did grow quite a nice community on there. So it's small, it's less than 1,000 people, but I actually do talk to quite a lot of people, especially on Instagram, like other mothers. And okay, fine, we've never met in real life, but we talk and we kind of check in on each other, and I really love that I was able to do that. I started holding more birth consultations online, either do like birth planning, postpartum planning, or a specific session on birth rights and understanding your choices. Someone was just walking past, like really having a good old like nosy in my window. Then I was also starting to think about doing like workshops and things, because I think that would be a great way to like reach more people, but something just wasn't sitting like right with me. Like, I wasn't getting that like connection feeling that I really think is important when you're a doula. It wasn't the same as when I talked to women in person about birth and how I could help them or support them, and even teaching them certain things about the system that they didn't know. It wasn't the same doing it online. I was actually finding it quite difficult to explain and like portray certain things. So for example, I'd be sitting here with like a pelvis and I'd be like, oh, like this is the pelvis and this is how the baby moves down the pelvis, and I'm like there with this baby and pelvis like sitting like this, and it was just a bit messy, I would say. I didn't want that to come across as unprofessional. So again, I was getting frustrated with the fact that I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. So we had a bit of a chat, Big J and I, about like priorities and how we were going to reach like our family or like team goals over the next couple of years. And actually doulaing and coaching was something that I really loved, but I also wasn't enjoying how I was doing it or having to do it, because our family structure, by that I mean like Big J getting up really early for work, working in the city all day, coming home quite late, having to entertain clients in the evening sometimes, maybe twice a week. Our structure does not mean that I have the flexibility to be a doula in person, which is what I really wanted to do. You don't really do doulaing if you want to earn a lot of money. You do it because you love it. It's not really about the money. I think doulas are massively underpaid for what they do. I recognise that is still a section or an area of expertise that is growing in the UK, obviously incredibly popular in America, but it's just not like that here yet. That was never really my main driver. I just did it because I really loved it. So yeah, it was a really hard decision to like put that doulaing and coaching and everything kind of like on the back burner, but equally really excited about some of the things that Big J and I talked about. However, I wasn't really getting like, I wasn't getting like that thing for like me and like my creative outlet and being able to help people. Like I wasn't getting that. So then I made a wonderful mum friend somewhere in between all of this. Her name's Khadija, and she is my co-host on a podcast that we're creating. And I'm not going to say too much about it, but we did basically an Instagram TV series called Voice Note Vault. You can go and watch that actually on my page under the reels, or you can also watch it on her page. So I'll actually link our profiles so you can have a look, because if you are a mum or you're about to become a mum, or even if you're a dad too, I have to say it might be interesting for you to help understand a few things. But we do talk about motherhood, and hopefully it'll be interesting and something you can relate to. So because that went so well, we decided to turn that into a podcast. Yeah, like that's going to be somewhere where I can have like my creative like outlet and stuff, and I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I guess to finally like answer the question of like why I'm doing this, that is it really. It's to have like a creative outlet for myself to share things that I like to talk about, and also a chance for other people to like hopefully feel like they're seen and they can resonate with some of the things that I want to talk about, because I definitely feel like some things are just not talked about enough, and I would like to be able to share that more and give people the confidence to talk more openly about things. And yeah, like it's kind of like motherhood. I'm going to share a bit of my family, although that's not like the main driver of it. Big J won't feature at all because he is not a social media person. You might see his feet or his hands or something in a video, but you'll never see his face, sadly, which is a shame because he is a gorgeous man inside and out. Ugh, yuck. But he is. So yeah, I'm a full-time mum, and that literally is a full-time job. And while Big J is like an incredible dad who certainly when he's around, like, you know, gives 50-50 if not more, so I can have a break. He does work a really demanding job. He does work long hours. It's really rare that I get a hot minute to myself, and when I do get that minute, I almost like don't know what to do with myself. So I feel like by deciding and making a decision, like this is what I'm going to do, like I'm going to try and film every week, and I'm going to try and put out at least a video of some sort every week, then like that gives me something to work on and like to focus on in the week when I do have time to myself. And I just want to give it a go. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to edit videos. I have no idea, even recording this video, how I'm going to then make this work. But like, this is me just giving it a go, and I hope that also encourages people to just give things a go. These days, there are so many young, successful people online, and it makes me feel really old. Like, I'm 34, I'm nearly 35, but I feel really old. Just don't want to feel like that. I just want to have a good time, and I feel like, why not? Like, I love talking about motherhood, everything that comes with it, and I definitely realised, like, through opening up to some of my newer friends, that I have had some quite tough experiences, but I also have some quite interesting stories that, if they're shared, maybe that can like bring comfort to people, or maybe even inspire someone. That's not me sitting here saying that I'm inspirational, by the way, because I'm literally the most normal person like ever. I have nothing like inspirational to particularly say. I'm just trying to be the best mum I can be, and often feeling like I'm failing, even though I know I'm doing the most to be a good mum. I think it's important to like share what that looks like, because one, like, I personally love watching other mums on YouTube like going about their day, and I'm sure there's room for one more mum. So I'm here to be that one more mum and, you know, give it a go. And I actually do feel like there is a bit of a gap in that your average mum space. I don't know, maybe I'm just not seeing these people, but I personally don't find many people that are just like normal mums. Like, I'm not out selling something, which, there, by the way, there is absolutely nothing wrong with, and I love watching those moms too, but there isn't any just like, I don't know how to say it, I sound bad now. Just like your average mum, like going about their daily life, that doesn't have a huge following, that isn't doing brand deals and all those things, which are all like amazing, but I'm not doing anything wildly fancy. I'm just trying to be a good mum. Maybe that is like good enough, and maybe that is relatable, or maybe it'll be very, very boring content and nobody will watch it and nobody will care. But like I said at the beginning of the video, like, if that is the case and nobody watches the video, I actually genuinely am at a place where I just don't care. Like, I'm really doing this for myself. I mean, I put on a bit of makeup, as you can see, for today's video. I brushed my hair as well. I've enjoyed like sitting here recording this video, and I'm really going to try and learn something by editing it. So happy days, happy days. What can you expect from me then? Like, what can you expect from my videos, and what am I currently like planning to share with you? Obviously this might change as we go forward, because if people do watch the videos, then I would love to like hear what they want to see. But for the moment, mostly I'm going to be doing like sit down videos like this. I'm going to talk about a variety of different topics, mostly centered around sharing motherhood and a bit of family life, but from a very normal, hopefully relatable and honest perspective. We're going to be looking to try and have another baby next year. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. If you don't know my story, I've never actually tried to have a baby, even though I have a baby. So I don't know how that feels, and that might be quite an interesting journey to share, because who knows how that's going to go. I am going to do a separate video on my backstory about meeting Big J and having Master J, so that'd be quite interesting. I'm always keen to talk about like birth. Also, we're going to be doing some home renovations next year, but I am hoping to sometimes put my doula hat on and share like more specific things that is actually like helping people learn, but that's not like the focus. I think at some stage vlogs will come into play, as I love watching those personally, like sharing little snippets on Instagram and on TikTok now, but I just feel a little bit silly for some reason about that at this stage. I don't know why, but yeah, what's the plan? I'm going to ideally post weekly, but I know that that is actually quite a commitment, so maybe it won't be like every week. My battery's going to die, so this is really annoying. Once the first video goes out and I know a little bit more about how long it takes to film and how long it takes to edit and everything, then I'm going to kind of decide on the schedule, either or. And I'll probably then just put it on Instagram. I want it to be fun, like I want it to be enjoyable. I don't want it to be stressful, but I also know that it's good to be consistent, and I would love to be able to have something that I have to be consistent for, aside from my child. So yeah, right now the plan is to get this video edited. Yeah, video 2 is going to be about my love story. yuck with Big J. Yeah, how we met and got from that to where we are now. We have a nearly 2-year-old and we haven't yet had our 3rd year anniversary, so work that one out. Anyway, if you stumbled across this video and you want to find out a little bit more, you can actually write a question in the comments box. I think that's what people do. I'm also going to put a comments box on Instagram just to get a few questions as well that I can answer in that second video. So that should be quite an insightful video, and also a chance for you to like get to know me a little bit more, because I've tried to give a bit in this video, but I can't like do everything, otherwise it's just way too long. Video 3 is going to be a bit of a vlog style actually, because it's my son's birthday week next week and I've got lots going on which I think might be quite nice to share, but again I've got no idea how to do that kind of thing on like from a YouTube perspective. I do stuff like that, as I said, on TikTok, but I don't know how to do it. The battery died there, so that's a great start. So I'm currently plugged into the wall and trying to finish this video because Master J is going to wake up from his nap soon, so I'm gonna struggle to get this recorded. So I just really wanted to bring the video to a close and say, firstly, yeah, I shouldn't really hype the vlog up because like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing and how to do that, so that might be a massive flop. If you've watched this video to this point, thank you very much. Like, that's really cool that you've done that, so thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate any like support that I do get, because yeah, like I said, it's been something I've wanted to do for a long time, so yeah, like I just really want to give it a go. Okay, I've had to move to my phone because the camera's not playing ball, so basically this is my last video now and I'm really hoping I'm going to be able to make this work together. If not, then it is what it is. So yeah, I was just saying, if you have liked the video and you've enjoyed watching this, please can you like it, and please can you subscribe so then you can see when my other videos come out, and I'd really appreciate that. And I hope it will be like interesting or entertaining or something, I really hope. But yeah, it might be a little bit clunky to start with, but I'm just going to do my best, and hopefully things, you know, will get better, will get smoother as we go. And yeah, I hope you'll come on that journey with me. So yeah, thank you. Bye guys.